we're back with another LockNet video newsletter. I'm your host, Whitney.
Eric here.
And today we're going to talk about locks in movies, and particularly how terrible they are most of the time. Sometimes they get it right, but most of the time it's kind of a joke.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, so what got me started on it actually was the X-Files, because I was watching it this week.
Oh yeah, I Want to Believe?
Yes. So I'm like obsessed with the new series, so I flipped on the movie, and you know the scene where they're in the cornfields and they've got the white domes and the bees?
The bees, yeah, they're going to find the bees.
So, to clue you guys in, if you haven't seen it, there's like a facility that houses bees that are pollinating, that are going to be used to pollinate the world with an extraterrestrial virus.
Yeah.
That's going to set off the end of the world.
Yeah.
And
ends all humanity.
it's in like an open field, and Mulder and Scully just walk up and just open the door. There's no badge. There's no like code to
There's not even like a gate around the place.
No! There's a cornfield. That's it. What kind of security is a cornfield?
You gotta make it through the corn maze.
What are you doing? So they walk in, and I just said to myself, you know, the X-Files security, the government security in X-Files is just not secure enough to suit me. Like, it doesn't make me feel safe if this is how the government is working with.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you want to handle a deadly virus that could wipe out all humans, you want to just keep it in an unlocked building with a passage lever set protecting it.
Sounds about right. So I would have taken one of those like slide locks in a bathroom stall.
Yeah, at the very least.
Something, maybe just keep it out of the reach of children. Maybe
like don't even put it at like ADA height. Put it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. When are you gonna have children? I mean,
seems reasonable.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe the government's hiring handy-capable people to work that facility.
That could totally be the case.
In the middle of the like desert.
But what I'm saying is, they could have done better.
Yes,
you had one job, spec writer. You had one job.
At least put a keel on the outside of that door. I don't know. So,
anyways, there's just several. That's just one example of many movies.
Yeah. Oh, another one that got it. I mean, they kind of got it right. They kind of got it really bad though in the execution of it. Is Cabin in the Woods.
Oh. Yes.
So if you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, it's basically, it starts out like a normal like cabin fever kind of movie, but then it kind of devolves into there's this whole facility with like genetically engineered monsters underneath the cabin.
And Hellraiser, he's there.
Yeah, and these kids get trapped inside the building, and at some point I guess they figure, well, if we're not going to make it out, all these bad scientists aren't going to make it out either. So they get into this like control panel. And they find this, like, of course, it's movie-esque. It's like, it's got a box over it with, like, yellow and red caution tape. And then they flip it open and it's like, override to the whole building. Because, when you're building a facility that houses monsters.
Why not?
Even though you expect fail secure strikes, you want that override.
Just in case. Like, when are you ever going to need it?
Spring cleaning? I don't know.
When are you ever going to say, today's the day? Today's the day,
Today's the day we're going to let all the monsters out.
It's not like they're puppies. It's not like you're freeing, like, animals in a lab that have been tested on.
I don't think you're embracing them with open arms.
Like, no. These are monsters that are going to viciously murder you in a terrible way.
In fact, that, like, next 3 to 5 minutes of the movie was probably as gory as it gets.
Yeah, there's more blood in that scene than I've seen maybe anywhere else in a movie. It's awful.
It's intense.
Yeah. So I'm just really confused as to why.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you want to have an override to your fail secure stuff, even in the case of a power outage, that's possible. That's something that, LockNet could spec for you. But at the same time, if you are going to house monsters or vicious wild animals, maybe that's not a good solution.
I feel like the same spec writer from the X-Files was working on Cabin in the Woods. One where they did get it right though was Panic Room, and it actually works. It's a movie with Jodie Foster. It came out in the late 90s. She buys a house with her daughter. It's single mom, and they get, I think it's a single mom, but they get in there, and there's a room that, well, when she gets in, she can hit a button, and the door, it's like a metal door.
They find the Panic Room, and they're like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's criminals that come in, and what they want is in that room. But since Jodie Foster and her kid are in there, that keeps the criminals from getting out. And so even if they cut the power, the doors stay locked. So it actually works.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something that's really easily done, right? I mean, you get a fail secure strike, you get up to power, and you just don't let people in.
Yeah, there's actually, it was surprising that they made it work, because, they also had Jared Leto and cornrows in that movie.
Yeah, and that's actually something people have asked us to spec before. It's like blast-proof doors with fail secure strikes.
Have we ever spec'd a Panic Room?
No, I don't know that it was necessarily a Panic Room, but we spec'd hardware that was heavy-duty enough to have built a Panic Room with.
Yeah. So, I mean, it can be done. So, that's a perfect example of one that they did get it right. So, that guy was not working on the X-Files.
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe he was unemployed for like a 13-year stretch, and then Cabin in the Woods people were like, you know what, this guy, he did okay. Another one that, kind of ties into this is The Purge. Now, hopefully, anytime soon, cross my fingers, we won't have a purge type event going on. But let's say you live in a bad neighborhood, or you're worried the purge may come about, or I don't know, maybe you're a doomsday prepper. Whatever you're into, you could spec the locks and stuff for that.
But no, we can't do the metal shutters.
They kind of take it a little far. You could get an integrator or somebody to put in cameras, but the metal shutters over the windows. Yeah. Your house basically turning into Fort Knox. LockNet can't really do that side of it.
No. But to be fair, that movie only continued because those kids were idiots.
Yeah, they should have called LockNet to spec a panic room to lock those kids in.
Just shove them in. We're done. The movie would have been over. Ethan Hawke would have survived.
Nice night's sleep through the purge.
Yeah. Clean up the dead bodies off your lawn the next day. We're done.
Poor Ethan Hawke.
I know. Sorry if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert. All right, so anyways, we want to know if you guys have seen movies that have good locks, bad locks, any sort of movie lock example. So you can leave them in the comment boxes down below, or you can email them to me directly at whitneyf@locknet.com.
Send me all your good, all your bad at ericE@locknet.com.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we hope you tune in next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Have a good day.